Good morning, and welcome to Global Trend News GTN. I'm Queen, your anchor. Today, we bring you top news from around the world. In our top stories, gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers varsity students and 14 bus passengers in Imo. 2 children were gathering firewood for their father. They were killed by an Israeli drone. Now, stay with us as we break down the latest stories making headlines.
Gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers varsity students, 14 bus passengers in Imo. Port Harcourt, no fewer than 19 persons, including 5 students of River State University, were kidnapped by gunmen in Rivers and Imo states yesterday. This came on a day the House of Representatives asked the federal government to fish out the killers of 5 policemen in the Bachi community last week. Following the resignation of Defense Minister Abubakar Badaru late Monday, President Bola Tinubu yesterday nominated immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, CDS General Christopher Musa, as his replacement, even as he met with security chiefs over the security situation in the country. In the Rivers attack, gunmen suspected to be members of a cult group in early hours of yesterday abducted at least 5 students of the River State University RSU Imoha satellite campus. The victims were reportedly taken at gunpoint from their off-campus residence in Imoha local government area of the state. It was gathered that students living outside the campus had last week protested persistent attacks and harassment by cultists and appealed to the RSU management to relocate them to the main campus in Port Harcourt for safety. However, at a pre-convocation briefing on Monday, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Isaac Zeeb Obipi, ruled out closing the Imoha campus or relocating students, saying the university was addressing security concerns through engagements with community leaders, council authorities, and security agencies. A student who narrowly escaped the abduction but pleaded anonymous said the gunmen invaded their residence around 2 a.m. and shot dead the security dog before proceeding to seize the victims. He was running after me and even shot at me. I don't know how many times. I couldn't look back because I was focused on escaping.
2 children were gathering firewood for their father. They were killed by an Israeli drone. Tamer Abu Asi was preparing breakfast for his 2 young boys Saturday morning when he realized he had run out of firewood. Fadi, 8, and Juma, 10, went out to fetch some, as their father is paralyzed and wheelchair-bound. They never came back. Abu Asi was waiting for them to return so he could set the table when nearby residents rushed to his shelter, saying 2 kids had been targeted and killed by Israeli troops. "Are they my children?" he recalled asking. An agonizing wait ensued as he went to identify the bodies. "I removed the shroud and hugged them. My little Duju's head was blown off, God rest his soul. His arms were severed and parts of his torso were gone," he said, trembling. "Fadi's right hand and left leg were cut off," he added. Juma and Fadi were killed by an Israeli drone strike in the town of Bani Suheila, to the east of their shelter in Khan Yunis, according to the family. The Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, acknowledged carrying out the strike in a statement, calling the children 2 suspects who crossed the yellow line, conducted suspicious activities on the ground, and approached IDF troops operating in the southern Gaza Strip, posing an immediate threat to them. It continued, following the identification, the IAF, Israel Air Force, eliminated the suspects in order to remove the threat. An invisible line. Bani Suheila falls in territory occupied by Israeli forces in Gaza to the east of the so-called Yellow Line. But with few markers on the ground, it can be difficult to distinguish the contours of that line. Since the ceasefire went into effect in October, Palestinians have been killed frequently by Israeli forces along the invisible demarcation line. The Israeli military has repeatedly described them as terrorists who are posing an immediate threat. The deaths of the 2 children add to the Gaza death toll that's still rising 7 weeks into the ceasefire. Over the weekend, the Palestinian Ministry of Health said more than 70,000 people have been killed since the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack in Israel, including more than 10,000 women and 20,000 children. The number has steadily climbed as emergency crews recover bodies from the rebel. More than 600 bodies have been retrieved since the ceasefire began, according to the ministry, but the number is still expected to rise dramatically. Gaza's civil defense has estimated that there are 10,000 bodies buried under the rubble throughout the shattered enclave. In addition, more than 350 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since the ceasefire began, the ministry said.
That wraps up our global headlines. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Queen. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.